Hey San Antonio, this is Rob for the MetalWorks. I am at Alley Cats at Sunset Station. It's been a great pleasure to welcome your boys, my boys, Texas' very own El Pissing Razors. How you guys doing, man? Welcome to the show. Hey!
I'm okay, man, really.
Eddie, I know we've had a lot to drink tonight, man, but how you really feeling?
Good.
Got with me the man on the G's, Mr. Cesar Soto. How you doing, Cesar?
Hello, I'm doing just fucking perfect.
You can say fuck on the show.
All right. Fuck.
I want to welcome you guys back, man.
You really puke, by the way.
Of course not. Everybody knows you are the man behind the bar.
I'm a good actor, man. Too.
Eddie, Cesar, it's definitely great to have you guys back in town, man. It's always a celebration for metalheads here in town to come out and party and check out a great show. We just checked out a live set that, man, blew a lot of people away. But before we get into the new record, I want to talk a little bit about what you guys did after the last tour. Did you guys take some time away from each other, or did you just start working right away?
Actually, we were, when we got back home after the last tour, things were up in the air. I mean, the label was like going, well, we might do another record, we might not, and we were just like, okay. And we started working on some stuff. We took some time off because we had toured for like 8 months, you know. So we took some time off, and we were just kind of like cruised along. Didn't do much of anything for a couple months at least, you know. And then we started working on the record, and you know, and then it's like, well, we might record, we might do the record, we might not. And it's like, it was just a whole, just kind of soap opera going on for about 6 months, you know.
I'll tell you what. Before we started working on the record, fucking these guys fucking held me in a corner. They invited me over to Ed's house, and they were like, "Yeah, come over, fucking, you know, we're gonna hang out here, party a little bit." Fucking beat me with soap bars and shit. They told me.
I knew he was coming up with some bullshit, dude.
They told me, "You better fucking write good, you better write good." They were
I
giving
knew
me
this shit was coming.
Oh my god, dude.
And you lived through it, Cesar. Obviously, man.
I still got some bruises, dude. I grew some hair on my back, dude, from that. Look at that.
Stress.
Man.
No joke, man. There's already been a lot of talk about your contributions to the new record, Eddie. And then I want to talk a little bit about that. What was it like bringing Cesar into the mix when you guys actually started writing for the new record?
Well, I mean, I'll be completely honest, and I don't lie about this kind of stuff. And he's right here next to me. You know what I mean? It's like, obviously when we lost Matt, it was a major blow to the band, because we had been a unit for a very long time, and me and Matt were kind of like the machine that wrote the music in the band, and we kind of lost like half the machine. So when we started writing the new record, it was like, you know, there was a few stumbling blocks. I mean, because this guy came in, he's just like fucking got riff after riff after riff after riff, and it was like, and it's like, he's just so fucking fast, you know what I mean? It's like, usually I was the guy going, and then like this time I was like going, dude, wait, hang on, let me catch up, you know what I mean? He just had so much to offer to the band, and musically, and we just kind of had to sift through everything that he had to offer, and then kind of the stuff that I came up with, and just kind of it was a different working situation, but in the end, it's like, you know, the finished product speaks for itself, you know, and it's like, and as the more we did it, the more it flowed, and so on and so forth. So I'm already looking forward to the next one, you know what I mean?
Cesar, I want to get a little bit of input about you. I mean, how did you feel coming in, working with the Razors after they had you know, success with the debut and the sophomore? I mean, did you feel you had big shoes to fill, and did you feel very confident coming on in?
Yeah, it was like fucking, God damn it, I keep cussing.
It's okay. Fuck, shit, hell, fire.
No, it was cool. I mean, Eddie called me when they were in Europe, and they were in Germany, and he was like, "Hey, well, you got to learn these songs," and he gave me a set list, and he was like, "Well, you think you could do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know, I'll do it," you know. And the first show was like, I mean, we had rehearsed, and I was like, well, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna be like.
We had rehearsed 2 days.
Yeah, we rehearsed like 2 days.
3 days off between Europe and the U.S. tour. Yeah. We rehearsed 2 days, and literally blew through the set the first 2 fucking practices. So I mean, the first show, fucking, we were all like, wow, you know. So I mean, there was no doubt in our minds, you know.
I was tripping. I was like, am I gonna freak out like the first show? You know what I mean? Because I haven't done this in like a year and a half, 2 years. You know what I mean? But it was cool, man. It was like real comfortable. So I mean, the rest of the tour was like comfortable, and like maybe like 4 or 5 shows into the tour, it started like machining up. So it was like through that whole Skin Lab tour, it was like a machine like every single day. You know what I mean? So.
Well, there's no doubt, man, that the fans have definitely been very receptive to you. Shit, man, it was crazy tonight here at Alley Cats. we got all the crazy shit on tape.
Keeping the peace.
Yeah!
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about the record now. What about the title? I know that this record is a very personal record. I've read that, you know, you guys have experienced a lot of tragedies maybe in the past few years, and you guys are writing about them. Tell me a little bit about the title. Is there a theme maybe for some of the songs on the record lyrically?
No, I guess, I mean, throughout the whole album, it's like a lot of personal stuff between everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody contributed like song titles and lyrics as far as like all their personal stuff that they've gone through, but like I guess Fields of Disbelief was about my dad that passed away, so it's like it's cool. It basically, the way Joe wrote it was his point of view, like in my dad's shoes, and like a point of view from the outside, you know what I mean? Seeing what it's like, so which is killer, you know what I mean? So it's pretty.
Dude, and let me tell you why this motherfucker is in the band. I keep forgetting we can cuss here.
Oh yeah.
But let me tell you why. It's like, dude, we were on the Propane tour. He was teching for us. His dad was about to pass away, and Propane guys were kind enough to fly him home.
Wow.
His dad passed away. And like 2 days later, he joins the tour, and we're like, dude, you don't have to do that. And he's like, dude, I gotta be here. This is what I want to do, even though he wasn't playing guitar for us. You know what I mean? To me, that showed immense heart. We've all made immense sacrifices, all of us, myself, Joe, Rick, including Matt, when he was in the band, to just to get here and play every day. You know, and it's like that's when everything came down with Matt and he was out of the band. It's like I knew this was the guy. There was no doubt in anybody's mind that this was the guy that was going to do this, as far as playing ability, the heart, and everything else. You know what I mean? And that needs to be mentioned.
There's been a lot said also about the fact that for this record, Eddy, you kind of wanted to take the helms on the production. You worked with Sterling on this record. Tell me, do you feel a lot more confident when you're behind the helm of the production knobs?
Dude, coming after Andy Sneap, dude, nobody can feel confident after the knobs. Andy Sneap is the man, dude. There's no denying that. Okay. You know, but at the same time, it's like this is what I do. This is what I want to do, and I had a really good vision of what I wanted this record to come out like and sound like, and we didn't get to do a certain amount of things that when we worked with Andy Sneap. But see, that doesn't matter. I mean, the record sounded killer regardless, and so does this one. It's a bit different. I wouldn't say maybe in producers or in engineers' eyes it might not be as good, but I think in our eyes and I think in the fans it translates to this is a good record overall, and that's all there is to it, man.
You guys are playing the last date on the first tour, hopefully, for Fields of Disbelief. Hopefully there's a lot of other tours coming. What lies ahead for you guys? I've heard some rumors about maybe you guys going on the road with Vader and Crowbar. What's going to happen later on this year for Pissing Razors?
Dude, this business is fucked. You know,
I've been hearing it, man.
Dude,
Tell me about
I mean,
it.
it's like, you know, at first it's like, yeah, we're going out with Crowbar in October, and fucking that's not happening. Then there's this Entombed and Vader tour. It's like a 5-band package thing going on, and now that's not happening. And so it's like, I don't know what's going on now. Regardless, I mean, you know, we're at the point where we can, if it comes down to it, we'll go out on our own, you know, and play these type of shows, fucking, because this is a killer, dude. I mean, you know, 100, 150 people here tonight. complete fucking Razor fans. Totally down. I mean,
one hell of a time.
hell yeah, that's what it's all about. It's not about quantity, it's about quality, dude.
Right,
You know.
there you go.
You know, and that you know, that I mean, that's what we're about, man. Fuck, you know, fuck the bullshit. You know, if the big tours don't come by, fuck it, man. We're gonna keep doing what we do. You know.
Who was that motherfucker?
Who was that masked man?
Come here, Joe.
Joe, come on in here, man. Fucking come on in here. Holy smokes. Share with me, share with you, sharing me. Oh yeah, se acabó. No, it's okay, buddy. There's one more question I want to ask of you guys. It seems like as of late, you know, heavy music has become a little bit more mainstream. Do you guys see that trend happening, and you think maybe the radio crossover would be something that you would like to see happen for Pissing Razors?
I don't know. That's a scary thing.
Because they're playing very heavy bands on the radio now. I mean, you can hear Pantera on the radio, and if they can hear Pantera, they can definitely fucking hear the Pissing Razors.
You know, that's kind of scary in the sense that you know, I mean, the music's heavy as fuck, and if they're gonna play music that's heavy as fuck on the radio, I mean, yeah, then that's us. But I mean, we're not gonna compromise the sound to get on the radio. At the same time, I think the heavy music is coming back around. You know, with Slipknot going platinum. Right. You know, and you know, honestly, when I first saw those guys, you know, I just saw the pictures. I'm going, oh, great, another band with a gimmick, you know.
Right.
But you know, you see them live, and they fucking back it up 1,000%, man. Fucking totally heavy, you know. And Pantera, you know, still going strong after fucking umpteen years. Right. Putting out records, selling a lot of them. Who else is doing that? You know what I mean?
This is the #2 Pissing Razor fan in the world, because I'm #1, okay? Joe, I want to ask a little bit
oh, shot guy.
There's been a lot of controversy, man, this past year. Lars Ulrich taking Metallica, Napster to court about internet trading of music. I mean, there's a lot of controversy about regulations that are going to come down with that. How do you feel about what's going on with music trading on the internet?
Well, for me, I really don't know anything about it.
Come on, Joe. Yes, you do, fucker.
No, I don't.
Well, the thing is, you know, there's internet trading of music on the internet, and a lot of bands are saying, like, if you can get our music off the internet, why buy our CDs? So maybe they're losing money or whatever. You've heard about that, haven't you?
You know, to a band like us, it helps us because we don't make money to begin with. So to a band like Metallica, they make so much money to begin with. So I don't even know why Lars is worried about it. But at the same time, you know, I can see it's a plight to where, yeah, you know, it's being sold without anybody seeing any kind of revenue except for Napster, and they get their revenues from advertisement, you know. So I can see how it needs to be regulated in some way, shape, or form to make it fair to everybody involved, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't think they should be shut down, but at the same time, it needs to be regulated to where a certain part of whatever they make needs to go to whatever artist is selling the most or being downloaded the most, and I think that's all that's trying to be done at this point in juncture, and I don't think they should be shut down first and foremost, because like I said, it helps bands like us, and at the same time, you know, big bands that are making millions, I don't really think it affects their record sales all that much, but at the same time, it's got to be regulated. There's got to be something done, but not to an extent to where they get shut down. You know.
One last question I want to ask before I end out this interview. I was in El Paso, man, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and
You heard how big my cock was.
no, I didn't. I wasn't hanging out with the barmaids that night.
Sorry.
My wife's got to watch this video.
You put cock out on cable action?
Yes, you can.
Really?
Yes, you can. No, Eddy. Oh, yeah, right.
It goes like this.
No. Seriously, man. I want to. You guys are from El Paso. I think a lot has been said in the past year about what the music scene is going on in El Paso, and I don't want people out there to think that just the El Paso scene is just bands from El Paso. I mean, there's been bands from New Mexico who play El Paso and are a part of the scene. And one of those bands, Eddie, that you've turned me on to is a band called Inside. I mean, they're just a small example of what's going on in your area. For many people here in San Antonio, that's like a lifetime away, you know, but tell us a little bit, what's going on in your own hometown? I mean, you guys are obviously very successful, and there's other people following in your footsteps.
Well, Inside is a band that, Carlsbad, New Mexico is a band of a town of maybe 40,000 people or so. These guys just, they rock, man. They're all under 21 years old. The drummer's like 17, and I just sat there and watched them, and I'm going, holy shit, you know?
I'm going home to my kids. Take it easy. Rob, love you. Love you, dog.
I love you, Joe.
Hey, man.
More than you know, brother.
Mucho corazón. We'll see you next time.
Hey, happy birthday, motherfucker.
Thank you, motherfucker.
By the way, Joe's 30 years old today.
Yeah, 30 and still old. Take it easy.
Hey.
30 and still looking like he's 19.
But, you know, now he's Pappy Jr.
Don't pay attention to none of these guys. Look at that guy right there.
I'm Pappy Sr.
He's Pappy Sr. I'm Pappy Jr. And he's pretty close. This guy, that's the young buck.
He's gonna be there all night.
The woman spoke. He's gone.
I fucking want to thank you guys, man. Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you.
As always, man, it's a great pleasure having you guys on the show. Thank you, Cesar. I hope a lot of people tonight are watching the program, and we'll pick up the new one. Remember, San Antonio, it is called Fields of Disbelief. It is out on Noise Records. You better go out there and look for it at your record store and pick that motherfucker up, because it rocks.
Had a couple of shots.
Woo! Remember, San Antonio, Pissing Razors fucking rock right here on Rob's MetalWorks. We'll see you next week.
I just want to say that this girl got some nice boobs. Look at that.